Hello, welcome back. We're at I think it's day 3, week 2, and we're finishing the book. So, he just talked about the phoenix, right? The phoenix has been a symbol for a really long time, and he's talking about how, what, yeah, the last question was what, according to Granger, makes humans different from the phoenix, and how will this help humankind finally? And humans remember their mistakes. And so he's saying maybe at some point, like, we're not just going to keep jumping into the fire and we're going to, like, learn from our mistakes. And I know some of you are probably like, no, humans will never learn from their mistakes, which is another part of the conversation, right? So this author, Ray Bradbury, right, he believes that humans will learn from their mistakes. There's probably many people out there that think, well, humans are not going to learn from their mistakes. I'm excited. He took the pan off the fire, and we're at the bottom of 156. He took the pan off the fire and let the bacon cool, and they ate it slowly, thoughtfully. Now let's get on upstream, said Granger, and hold on to one thought. You're not important. You're not anything. Someday the load we're carrying with us may help someone. But even when we had the books on hand a long time ago, we didn't use what we got out of them. We went right on insulting the dead. We went right on spitting in the graves of all the poor ones who died before us. We're going to meet a lot of lonely people in the next week, and the next month, and the next year. And when they ask us what we're doing, you can say, we're remembering. That's where we'll win out in the long run. And someday we'll remember so much that we'll build the biggest goddamn steam shovel in history and dig the biggest grave of all time and shove war in and cover it up. Come on now. We're going to build a mirror factory first and put out nothing but mirrors for the next year and take a long look in them. Nope. Nice. Build a mirror factory. Right? He wants people to, like, look at themselves, actually see. Remember he had the imaginings of Mildred, like, right before the bomb went off. Like, she actually had, like, saw herself in the mirror. They finished eating and put out the fire. The day was brightening all about them, as if a pink lamp had been given more wick. In the trees, the birds that had flown away quickly now came back and settled down. Montag began walking, and after a moment found that the others had fallen in behind him, going north. He was surprised, and moved aside to let Granger pass, but Granger looked at him and nodded him on. Montag went ahead. He looked at the river and the sky and the rusting track going back down to where the farms lay, where the barns stood full of hay, where a lot of people had walked by in the night on their way from the city. Later, in a month or 6 months, and certainly not more than a year, he would walk along here again, alone, and keep right on going until he caught up with the people. But now there was a long morning's walk until noon, and if the men were silent, it was because there was everything to think about and much to remember. Perhaps later in the morning, when the sun was up and had warmed them, they would begin to talk, or just say the things they remembered, to be sure they were there, to be absolutely certain that things were safe in them. Montag felt the slow stir of words, the slow simmer. And when it came his turn, what could he say? What could he offer on a day like this to make the trip a little easier? To everything there is a season. Yes, a time to break down and a time to build up. Yes, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Yes, all that. But what else? What else? Something. And this next part is in italics. And on either side of the river was there a tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the trees were for the healing of the nations. And then the telescope. Yes, thought Montag. That's the one I'll save for noon. For noon, when we reach the city. Ba-da-ba-boo! And that is the end of Fahrenheit 451. Okay. I want you to take a minute. I think it's really important when you finish a book to close it. I want you to take a minute, and then I want a response. And this you can do it how you would like to do it. So I want your response to be just about the book in general. A review. What was something that stood out to you? Maybe a part that you were like, this was stupid, I'm really mad. Like, what is your initial reaction to this book? And that is the most, that is what I care about, at least currently. So take a minute, see how you feel. Book's over. Do your response, then come back. I'm just not going to wait the whole minute because you can pause it. And then we've got questions number 19 and 20. And why do you think that the old men fallen behind Montag on their journey back to the city? Why has he become the leader? And this is an opinion question, right? Why do you think that the old men fall, he just got there. And then they're just like, oh, he's the leader now. Not fully, they let him walk ahead. It's not like he's going to lead everything, right? But why has he become the leader? And the last question is, what is the significance of the quote that Montag will save for noon when they reach the city? So what is the significance of that quote? I'm going to read it again, clearly, as I'm flipping through the book. And on either side of the river was there a tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. What's the significance? Why would he save that? Right, they're about to go into the city that was bombed. And he's not going to talk. And he's going to remember that. And he's going to say that quote. Why would he wait? And why would he save that for noon? Why would he save that quote? What does that quote mean? All right. I hope you guys are doing well. I'll be calling you guys. Well, yeah, and I'll call you guys soon. Actually, yeah, pretty soon. The next day, so we've got so today I want your initial reaction of the book. At least 4 sentences. I would love more for you writers out there. Like 2 paragraphs would be pretty cool, right? You finished a whole book. And I know if I was to be like, what's your initial reaction to the book? You would be able to go, blah, 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 and you would talk and talk and talk about the book. And so try to get that talking and talking and talking onto the paper. And then tomorrow, I want you guys to list all the key moments in the story. So like all the kind of the order of events. I ended up, I think I got 20, 3 word forward, I think I got around 20, but do at least 15. And then day 5, there is a technology worksheet. So there's lots of technology um, in this book, and so I want you on, and you'll see the direction. So maybe I'm not explaining it great, but what is the technology that you're referencing in the book on one side, and then what is the author kind of commenting? What is he saying when as he's putting that technology, right? So how is it used in the book, and what like how maybe do we use that technology? How is how is Ray Bradbury commenting on society when it comes to talking about the technology? All right, getting through week 2. I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.